I'm a little late. I'm a little late to the show. 2 days has passed now. I was taking final exams. I'm done with my final exams for this quarter. As you can tell from my hair, how trashy I look. I spent a lot of time sleeping today, sleeping in, enjoying those sweet extra 2 hours, 3 hours. But I also did go to bed at 3:30, so I'm not gonna do that again tonight. I hope. But yeah, we're 2 days. It's been 2 days since Manchester United has been embarrassingly, not shockingly, but embarrassingly grouped in the Champions League. Bayern finishes on top with 16 points. You have Copenhagen advancing in second place, and Galatasaray get the Europa League spot. And I'm a Bayern fan. I wanted to make a Bayern-centered reaction to this video after my exams were done and everything. But I think, what's the point in me doing some post-match ratings for this Bayern? For Bayern, Bayern's performance in this game was kind of just a mid. Like they got bummed and destroyed 5-1 to Frankfurt. Check my reaction video out to that one. I think that's the last video I posted on the weekend. And they just need to come back, get a win, and they have like 2 or 3 games left until the winter break hits for the Bundesliga, and they get 2-3 weeks off. But for them, they just need to come and win. They're coming to Old Trafford, which isn't always the easiest place to come and play at, but I think Bayern dominated the game. Man U didn't create one single chance at home, a clear chance. They were hopeless the entire game. And Bayern, if it wasn't for Sane and some other chances, they could have won the game 3-4-0, but from the Bayern perspective, you have to be happy with the clean sheet, and you have to be happy finishing first place in your Champions League group again, and hopefully getting a favorable second place team. There is Inter as a second place team. There's PSG as a second place team. Well, I'll talk about that in my UCL knockout stage draw video when they do the draw in a couple days' time. But for Bayern, just you can't really complain. Just keep getting wins. Wait till the winter window until you get that midfielder and probably now an extra defender and attacker since Como. No, not an attacker, but an extra defender and midfielder since Mazraoui just got injured 6 weeks and we need that DM next to Kimmich in midfield. But for Bayern, you can't complain. But for Manchester United, you guys, here's my mic. It's a really crappy mic. That's why my audio sucks. But I don't feel like spending $300 on a freaking microphone. All right, because people don't even watch my videos anyway. But what is it? The standards for United, and I know this has been a conversation for like 5 years now, but the standards at United are so embarrassingly low. They are so embarrassingly low. And you guys, Manchester United, the biggest club in England, the biggest club from the Premier League, the supposed greatest league in the world, which is turning into a farmers league at this point, thanks to Pep and the financial power of the Middle East, the oil rig, the billions of dollars. Manchester United is the biggest team in England coming out of the Premier League. They just got grouped last place in a group with Galatasaray and Copenhagen. Now, with all due disrespect to Copenhagen and Galatasaray, that should not be happening if you are Manchester United, regardless of the players you have, regardless of the manager you have. It should not be happening if proper standards were set at Man U, but there are no proper standards. These guys just got grouped last place, 4 points, 15 goals conceded in the Champions League group stage, and Ten Hag, no one's talking about sacking Ten Hag. No one. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you this is Ten Hag's fault. This is not really on Ten Hag. In my opinion, the Manchester United squad, these players suck. These players are not it. There's maybe, if we're being honest, there's probably only 1, 2, maybe 3 players that are true Manchester United caliber. Like, if Fergie was still the manager of the club, I think 3 players max would have survived with Alex Ferguson as a manager. And to see the fall off since the last time Fergie managed this team in 2013 when they won the league title, Embarrassing. It's now been 10 years since Manchester United has won a league title. You guys, that's unheard of for Manchester United in recent history. And the decline keeps getting worse and worse and worse. And unfortunately, United is now at a point where you can't really, they're trending in a downwards projection because the 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 club is at a point and state where it's very hard to turn things around. It's very hard because here's the problem. You have the Glazers who I'm sure people say they don't care about football. I'm sure they care a little bit about Manchester United winning and the football they're playing. I'm sure they care at least a little bit, but at the end of the day, the Glazers care about money. They care about if the stadium is selling out every weekend. They care about if they're getting millions of shirt sales. They're caring if they have 50 million followers on Instagram and making all this money. That's what they care about the most. And Manchester United, because of the time under Fergie, if you heard that, that was my dog shaking. But because of the time under Fergie, Manchester United became a Goliath, one of the biggest teams in the world. Their reach to India, their reach to China, became the biggest team in England. In the United States, their reach to the United States. They are now a firm, solidified brand. And people are going to keep for it. You know, if it gets to the point where local Manchester United fans are not going to games, don't worry. There's a line of 500,000, a million people lined up for Manchester United tickets who will travel halfway across the world to watch them come and play and lose against Crystal Palace and Wolves and Sheffield United. Get dunked by Liverpool. Liverpool's going to dunk on them this weekend. So that's what I mean. They're at a point where they're this financial power. They're this Goliath club, marketing wise, and in the perception of the average football fan. The real football fans know Manchester United is now no longer a big team. They're not a big club. They're not a big team. To be a big club, to be a big team, you need the history. And don't get me wrong, because of Fergie, these guys have the history. They have the league titles. They have a couple Champions Leagues. 2, I think, under Fergie. 99 treble, 08. They made a couple finals too. Got dunked by Barcelona twice. But outside of the history, the present, to determine if you're a big club, the present matters more. What are your standards? Where are you finishing? How many games are you winning? What players do you have? What manager do you have? What kind of football are you playing? What's your mentality going into every competition? Manchester United and Fergie, they were like Bayern. They were like Real Madrid. They were like Barcelona. Go into every competition expecting to win it. Now they're fine fighting for 4th place in the Premier League, just fighting for Champions League spots. Getting grouped is no longer a time for crisis. And the reason for that is because Man U has been in a constant crisis for the last 5 years. The problem with Man U and their fans, and the reason why they're in this position, and the mentality of the club, the mentality of the fans, the mentality of the owners, is that when they last won that league title with Fergie, they hung on to the Fergie days. They didn't accept the fact that Fergie was gone and he was never coming back. They didn't give David Moyes a proper chance with a proper transfer window and proper players that he needed to succeed at United. And look at what David Moyes has done now. West Ham is, in my opinion, they play better football than United, and they have much lesser players than United, much less money than United. After that, they didn't give Louis van Gaal that much of a chance. Mourinho was their best manager since Fergie retired. Their peak of the last 10 years was a Europa League and a second place to the Centurion City in the 2017-18 season. That's their peak in the last 10 years. And it was under Mourinho. But no, they got rid of Mourinho because, no, he criticized the players too much. The players were trash. But Mourinho was right all along. And the problem with United fans is that they were clinging to Fergie 1 year past, 2 years past. Oh, don't worry, we won a Champions League in 08. Oh, we made 2 finals in 09 and in 2011. Oh, don't worry, we just won a league title. We'll get back there. 2014 comes along. 2015 comes along. 2016 comes along. 2017 comes along. It's looking like Mourinho. Oh, we're finally getting back there. We won a Europa League. We got second place, although it was 20 points behind Centurion City. All of a sudden, Mourinho's sacked, and now you're bringing a new guy. Ole's at the wheel. And all of a sudden, the club realizes, oh my God, we're nowhere near close returning to the Fergie days, to Fergie time. And now we're 10, 11 years on since Fergie time has ended. And United have regressed more and more and more. They're no longer a big club. As a team to take seriously, as in the present, they have the history, they have the trophies because of Fergie. I get that. But they're no longer a big club because their standards right now are so low. Oh, it's okay. Manchester United is just casually fighting for 6th, 5th, 4th place every year. Oh, no. It's okay. We have a team full of players who don't care about the badge, who don't care about the club, and put in half-ass performances, no technical quality. Oh, no, it's okay. We don't care. Oh, we just got grouped out of the Champions League. We're not going to call for the head of the manager. We're not going to, harshly, rudely criticize the players. We're not going to call for the players to be sold. The average United fan is not doing this. Now, there's the real United fans that will be doing this, and they realize the bull crap at Manchester United and what's going on. But a lot of fans are still delusional. The foreign fans are still delusional and don't understand. Your proper, true Manchester United, proper English fans who have to support the club and support the players no matter what. They don't understand it. This club is nowhere near reaching an upwards trajectory. They aren't. And they're going down more and more and more and more every season. And I have to ask myself, you guys, we have to care for our elderly people in society. We have to respect them, respect for what they've done, the kids they've raised, the impact they've made. And we have to ask ourselves, is there someone is Alex Ferguson okay? Is Alex Ferguson, let's just hope Fergie doesn't watch any more United games. You guys, when is the last time he came to the stadium to watch a match? It's not good for his heart. Is Fergie okay? I need to know, is Alex Ferguson okay? I don't know how his heart, his brittle little old heart, can take seeing this. It was an empire. It was a Goliath behemoth club with high standards, world-class players, constantly competing every year. He took Manchester United, turned them into that. And now they're a shell of that. They got Thanos. Thanos came and snapped his stupid little purple fingers, and now they're Boychester United. They're boys. They're not men. They're not men. They're Boychester. They're boys. There's boys on the field. Ten Hag is not the problem. The mentality of the club is the problem. The mentality of the players is the problem. Sure, now, I don't think Ten Hag is the guy to go and win you a league title, but I'm starting to get to the point where it's on the players, man. It's on the players. And he doesn't have the resources to play the football he wants. Now, he did make signings like Onana and Mount and Højlund, and those have all been trash signings. But that's my problem. That's the next issue. There's no sporting director. He made those transfers. He was in charge of the transfers. This is why you need a sporting director, because just because you're the manager, it doesn't mean you know what's best for your team and what you need. That is the reason you have a sporting director that's doing quality, real scouting out there in Europe, in South America, in Africa. But that's not happening at United. And Ten Hag went and spent $200 million on a group of trash players. Mount, Onana, Højlund, terrible, gutter trash players. The players themselves are terrible. Maguire's still at the club. Onana, I don't know what happened to him. Onana is the first goalie in history I've ever seen that tries to predict where shots are going to go instead of actually reacting to them and getting that. Every time a player takes a shot, he's cheating. They call it goalkeepers call it cheating. He always tries to cheat, like, oh, I'm going to guess this way. But players are too composed these days, and they keep finding him out. He's too obvious with his cheating. Dalot is trash. Lisandro's good. Like, he's one of the players I think that Fergie would have liked. Varane is not trash. Varane is a guy that Fergie would have liked. Luke Shaw is trash. Cut his losses. The bro never recovered. He still has man titties. Remember, he used to be a fit footballer before he broke his leg in half. Now he's had man titties for 4 or 5 years now. McSauce, trash. McSauce is a good squad player. Don't get me wrong, but he shouldn't be a starter. Bruno is trash. You guys, did you know Bruno, the captain of Manchester United, has never won a single Champions League knockout game? That's embarrassing. That's disgusting. That's disgraceful. Rashford is a purple patch merchant. Sancho, we know what happened with Sancho. He's never playing a game for United again. Højlund hasn't scored a goal in the league yet. He scored 5 goals in the Champions League. He had a bunch of goals in the Euro qualifiers, but no goals in the league? Come on. Martial is a bum. Garnacho is a decent young player, but he's not he's not gonna be world class. He's not gonna be a world beater. Amrabat is World Cup hype. Casemiro is finished. It's shocking. And if I'm a United fan, I'm shaking in my boots. But thank gosh I'm not a United fan. Thank gosh. No, I didn't put any. We're not going to look at any graphics. This is just a face-to-face, a conversation, a real-to-real, a real talk to a real talk. Save yourselves, United. Riot. Do something. Because soon your club was going to go from, they went from challenge to the league. Right now they're consistently challenging for the top 4. Give it a couple of years, guys. If nothing changes, now you're challenging for Europa League. Give it a couple more years, and you're smack dab in the middle of a Premier League table consistently every season, battling for 10th, 9th place. No future in the club. Being a mid-table team is some of the most depressing shit in the world. At least if you're a relegation team, you're fighting to not get relegated every weekend. There's real intensity and passion every weekend. Every game counts. But being a mid-table club, you're just mid-table. You win, you lose. You win, you lose. You win, you lose. Oh, we won't get relegated. Oh, but we won't ever challenge for any real silverware. Oh, we'll do an FA Cup and get knocked out in the 4th round every year. That's fucking depressing. That's sad. That's sad. And if I'm a United fan, I'm putting a stop to it. No matter what it takes, I'm rallying to put a stop to it. If you're a United fan, if I was, I would be every day pushing agendas, getting people to realize the mess the club is in. But people aren't doing that, and it's unfortunate because you got clowns like Mark Goldbridge and all those guys saying at the beginning that all people saying we want Bayern, we want Madrid, we want City, we're going to win the Champions League this year. Being as delusional as garbage Arsenal fans. It's just sad. And you guys, as much as it's fun to clown on teams where they're doing trash, you guys, my favorite club competition, outside the World Cup International, that's the greatest sporting tournament ever. World Cup is king to me. At the club level, sure, I watch the Bundesliga for Bayern, I watch the Premier League, some La Liga, but the Champions League is the premier competition for me. I live for the Champions League every year. Every year I live for it. And the Champions League is better when all the big teams are at their best. I'm happy Arsenal's back. I'm happy. Arsenal hasn't achieved big cup status again yet, but I'm happy Arsenal's back. I hate that Chelsea's not here. I hate that Liverpool's not in it this year. I hate that Juventus is gutter trash. I hate that. I hate that Milan is a Europa League level team in Champions League right now. I want more big teams to be doing better. Because then we get Goliath matches and classics in the knockouts. But we don't get that anymore. Because so many teams are trending in downwards direction because just the overall landscape of Europe is just fucking weak. And for me, it's worrying. So yeah, if you made it this far into the video, like it, subscribe if you're new and want to keep listening to me talk about things. Even, I'm not even a United fan, and after talking about the garbage I just talked about for 19 minutes right now, even I just got a little depressed. I'm putting myself in United fans' shoes, and I'm like, wow. I would hate to be a United fan right now. I'd hate to be a Chelsea fan right now. I'd hate to be a Juventus fan right now. But thank gosh, I'm a Bayern Munich fan, as you could tell. Like, subscribe, and